Yes.
All right.
So I'm Caitlin Hill. I'm here with UnHinged magazine to interview Misty Eyed from Atlanta. All right, so tell me a little bit about you guys.
Well, we're Misty Eyed from Atlanta. We're a hard rock group. We got 4 of our 5 members here today. I'm Megan. I'm the lead singer.
I'm Wes. I play bass.
I'm Mark. I play drums.
I'm John. I play guitar.
And then we have Josh, who is our other guitarist. And he's not here, but that's okay.
Well, let me ask y'all a few questions. First of all, how have you been keeping sane during this quarantine? I know it shut everything down, all the live shows, everything. So what have you guys been doing to keep the creative process rolling?
We've been doing a lot of like virtual kind of collaborating. Like we have our own programs that we use. We'll like update our songs and we'll send them to each other, and we're kind of working that way. But we've been able to kind of meet up here and there. Not too bad. So
Trying to make it work one way or another, right?
yeah.
Right.
Okay, so when it comes down to your creative process, when you're writing a song, do you get the vocals first or do we get a rhythm going? How does everything come together for you guys most of the time?
Usually it's these guys.
Yeah. I think it starts on guitar first. Someone will have an idea on guitar. Then I'll pretty much just quickly put the drums behind it. And then we just elaborate whether or not we want to add different layers of guitar. And then once we have an understanding of what we're going to do with that, Megan will go ahead and pretty much just put her stuff on it. She'll usually have the lyrics and stuff already, and then just put her stuff on top of everything.
Cool.
Usually.
All right. So when it comes to how you guys became a band, were you friends before? Did one person know another one? How did it all come together?
Well, I met him and he knew everybody else.
I was kind of
pretty
the
much.
glue. So I was playing with other bands in the past, and I met Wes. Me and him actually moved in together. It was a stranger at the time, and I didn't even know this guy. We moved in, started a band. That didn't work out. So we just kind of kept going, and then we found Megan found us, I should say.
Right. Then we started Misty Eyed, and we picked up Mark after that.
Yeah.
Messaged me on Facebook.
Yeah.
It just all came together.
Yeah, together.
How long have you guys been a band?
4 years? 4?
Has it been that long?
I think summer of this year will be 4 years.
Wow.
And how much music do we have out? How many albums, EPs, singles?
We have 2 EPs and 2 individual singles, I
Yeah,
think.
2 EPs and
Yeah.
2 singles. So I think a total of like 10
It's like
songs.
9 or 10 songs. Yeah.
10 songs out. Then we got some more stuff we're working on now while we're in quarantine.
We've got a single that's coming out, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
We have one that came out.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's already come out, so we've already got one out here.
Right.
Okay, what's the name of it?
SOS.
All right, we'll have to get everybody to give that one a listen to. All right, let me ask you guys this. So when it comes to how you guys became musicians, was it you asked when you were 10 years old for a guitar for Christmas, or have you, like as being a singer, did you just always have it in you? How did that go for each one of you?
Well, for me, my grandparents, they actually have been in bands for almost their entire lives. So I kind of grew up around it. I was always around them. And so I feel like it was just kind of in my blood, like.
Just really natural.
Yeah. Plus, like, being the singer, like, of course, I sing along to the radio, and it was just something I always enjoyed doing. So, and I got into theater and everything, and of course, I always did musicals. So I've just always been around it, and it was always just kind of like my thing. So, I don't know, what you guys?
Yeah. No, for me, I was like really into like rock and metal bands in high school, and I really idolized that a lot, and I wanted to like learn how to play guitar, and I would see them play stuff. I'm like, I really want to be able to do that. So,
I said that same thing, and I'm terrible at it. So I'm glad that you took it and ran with it and did a good job.
it takes a while to get there.
It does. It takes quite a bit of patience. Like when I was younger, it's kind of like the same thing with Wes. But my brother actually was the one who got the guitar first, and he started playing on it. And one day, I was playing. I kind of picked up his guitar and kind of learned how to do some chords. I was reading his book on how to play guitar, and I started getting better at it faster than he was. I kind of had a knack for it. And then so one day I looked at him and I said, "Hey man, you ever think I'm going to be playing these gigs or shows for people?" all this stuff. And he looked at me, he says, "You suck and you're always going to suck."
Oh, he was jealous.
And so it's funny because we fast forward a few years and now he's like one of our biggest supporters. And he's like, "Look, man, you're definitely going to go places." And I think because he doubted me at the beginning and I wanted to prove him wrong.
That's what did it for you. You're like, yep, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to show you.
Yeah, pure spite.
That's exactly what it was.
For me, like since I was little, I was raised on like Spanish music. I actually never listened to any form of rock music ever until I was maybe like 10 or 11 years old. And my mom got the Daughtry album because she had discovered him since he was on American Idol, and she had got it, and that was the first ever type of music I've ever heard, like guitar, drums, vocals, bass, like in one song. That was the first music I've ever.
Did it like change your life?
Yeah, because like I love Spanish music. Like that's what I was raised on. Like I love rap and R&B music. I was around that culture, but like that kind of music really like I just kind of took to it more. And I've always been one to just like tap on things. And I've never had my drum set until I was about 13 years old. I actually got it from like a dumpster. And but it was pretty well put together, so I used that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so like maybe like 6 months I probably used that, and then I got a brand new one for Christmas. And I pretty much just listened to songs I like. I discovered more artists, you know, like as I got more into that kind of music. And any song I liked, I just tried to play it. I've never took any lessons or anything like that. But
So you're self-taught.
yeah, so like just anything that I want to practice, or like if I hear something that's pretty difficult sounding, because I love like heavy metal, like technical music too. But just through playing that, I feel like it's helped me as a musician. So I just by doing that is how it got me here right now.
That's how we are here right now, right? All the backstories. That's always my favorite question. I love hearing that. So what about your biggest inspirations that kind of morphed you into the band that you are now?
Well, I think it's crazy. Like we all come from such different backgrounds. Like he was just saying, like Spanish and like hip hop and all that kind of stuff. And it's like I always listen to like pop and pop punk and all that kind of stuff. And then I think you two probably have the most similar taste out of anybody.
Probably. I liked a lot of like 90s rock and alternative metal and things like that. What was relevant when I was growing up.
Yeah, and for me, it was like a lot of classic rock that my dad was listening to. And so I really got into like the old classic rock, Southern rock, and then even like got into later on some really heavy metal, classical metal and stuff like that. And all the way up to like hardcore and post-hardcore. And I've just been, lately I've been listening to a lot of new stuff, but I think we all have. Our style's kind of shifting, it seems.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting that when people ask us what our influences are, we usually give them this just broad array of just all these.
It's all over the place.
And they're like, "What do you guys sound like?" And I'm just like, "Here's the link."
Just listen. I don't know.
You tell us.
So how did you guys come up with the band name?
I'm a really big 21 Pilots fan, and they have a lyric that's "Gangsters don't cry, therefore I'm Mr. Misty Eyed," and I just really like it. So it turned into Misty Eyed.
At the time, we were arguing over what to name the band, and other bands know this. Like the name is like the hardest part. Because you got to come up with something that rolls off the tongue. It's got to sound cool. It's got to be cool.
And it's got to fit. It's got to fit.
So what we did is we did like this unanimous drawing thing where we put all these names in like a jar, and then each of us got 2 votes, but we didn't know who put what name in. And then we picked the one that had the most votes, and it was Misty Eyed.
I like that. I had never heard that before. So it worked out good for you then. What do you guys think you'd be doing if you weren't doing anything music related? What would the path be? I know that's a tough one.
There's things other than music?
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I feel like music's been a part of our lives for so long that our lives have started revolving around music.
Yeah.
So when you say take away the music, well, it's like, well, man.
It's like what's left, yeah.
We got work, we got bills, and we got sleep, and that's probably it, man.
Food, you know.
My mind just shut off during. So.
Yeah.
Oh, what is your favorite concert you've ever been to?
favorite.
And all of y'all all have the same face right now, like, oh,
Yeah.
let me think on that for a minute.
My favorite concert, it was a few years ago, but Motionless in White were doing a headliner tour. I think it was the Graveyard Shift tour or something like that. But they had my favorite band of all time. They had Misty Eyed on the lineup, as well as the Amity Affliction. And I'm a huge fan of all three. So I went to see them here. I think it was where we were at, the vinyl, yeah, or Center Stage in here in Atlanta. But that was my favorite to this day. My favorite concert.
I feel like mine would either be 21 Pilots or Nothing More, because both of them have just going and seeing them live. They've done things that I've never seen any other band do. So it like really like caught my attention. It was really creative. So probably either 21 Pilots or Nothing More.
Yeah, I was gonna say for my favorite concert, there was a not 20 Pilots, Nothing More concert. I first time saw them back at the old Masquerade. They were really, really good. They did a lot of cool stuff with like three of them played the same bass. It was really
wow.
awesome. I had never seen anything like this, and I was instantly hooked. I was blown away. You know, so yeah, it was a really good show. That's probably my favorite one.
Sorry, nothing's really coming to mind right now. I'm going away from this one.
You can say yourself. That works too. There's no wrong answer.
I mean, yeah, I think we've all had fun at our concerts.
Yeah, there's been some pretty cool ones, I feel like, for sure.
Oh God, where'd that come from? Y'all still there? Are we back on?
Yeah, we're good. We can hear you.
Okay. What is, out of all the shows that you've played, all the places you've been, what is your favorite either town or like favorite crowd that you've had, favorite place you've been opening up for somebody? What's just your favorite experience since you've been a band?
I think Chattanooga was really fun. We went to Chattanooga and Nashville one weekend, and we went to Nashville and we played, and there wasn't really a whole lot going on. And the next night we went to Chattanooga, and we were all really frustrated because the whole trip was kind of aggravating. And then we played Chattanooga, and this little hole-in-the-wall place just was packed out, and they just absolutely loved us. It was so much fun.
And I bet you wouldn't have expected that going from Nashville to Chattanooga. You would have thought it would have been the other way around.
Yeah, that's exactly what we thought. And then we came back, and it was just really fun because there was a bunch of people there. There was a bunch of really nice people, and it was just really fun.
Awesome.
I think my favorite is Blue Ridge Rock Fest we played a couple years ago. It's like, I don't know, to me it was the coolest thing because it was the first out-of-state show we ever played, and it was a major music festival with a lot of really big headliners. So I feel like that was the coolest thing for me personally, just to see all these like huge bands and see like thousands of people at this event that we get to be on. So that's my favorite thing, I think.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We got to play on big stage in front of a big festival crowd.
Got to hang out with everybody. Our friend was actually there, and he was helping us being a roadie, and he put with paint on his chest, Misty Eyed, and then he took his shirt off, and he was helping us around the festival all day. Well, at the end of the day, he washed it off, and he was sunburnt with our name on his chest.
Oh, that is hilarious.
It was the best thing in the world.
Please tell me y'all have pictures of that.
Yeah.
I know.
You might have to send it to me, and I'll add a little clip right here. That is so good. What is y'all's favorite thing to do outside of music? Like, do you go out, like go hiking? Do you like to go shopping? I mean, what's just your favorite hobby other than music?
Eating, probably.
Eating.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
I think we do a lot of outdoor stuff too.
Yeah, we go camping a lot.
Yeah, camping, kayaking, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I just bought a couple mountain bikes, and we've like been riding through some trails. So that's fun. We do try to do some outside stuff. Music is so very inside that when we're not playing music, sometimes you just gotta go get some fresh air and food.
And food. Yes.
Always food. All right. What is your go-to shower song? What are you shamelessly singing in the shower all by yourself at the top of your lungs? If you had to pick one, what would it be?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good question.
I was doing this the other day, actually. It was What song was it then? I think it was Disease by Beartooth, ironically.
That's a good one.
It's a song that we were trying to cover, and so I was I'm not the singer, but I'm trying to sing it, and I'm like I'm just terrible. Like my roommates downstairs are like, shut up, like. But I mean, I had fun.
Yeah, I had fun.
That's all that matters.
See, I live with too many people to sing in the showers.
You gotta just do it shamelessly. Who cares?
I feel like the shower is the only place I don't sing. But like, if I'm trying to like, I don't know, I always throw on some like old like nostalgic songs that I used to love and then I rediscovered. So like, there's a couple songs by Cartel that I rediscovered recently that I've been listening to, and I don't know.
Well, you're the singer. We should just take you out of that equation because that's all you do anyway. That's all you do. All right. Y'all get on that question? Okay. Okay. What famous musician, if you had to name one, do you admire almost above all the rest?
Alex Rudinger is this drummer who he plays.
You knew that one right there. You were waiting for that.
I was watching on the way here. He's a solo musician, drummer, artist. He plays with a lot of different bands. Right now, he's the live drummer for a heavy metal band, Whitechapel. But he's been in a bunch of other bands like The Faceless and Good Tiger, and just to name a couple. But he does a lot of independent work too. Like he does session work as well. So he a lot in the studio. But he's just all around an amazing drummer and musician, just because of the lessons I've seen him do online as far as like his workout routines and stuff like that. He's super dedicated. So it's just something that I want to make myself better at as far as being more disciplined. So when it comes to my instrument, but for sure, he would be it.
Okay.
Is it like guitar player or like any music?
Yeah, I mean, it can be anybody you want it to be.
Man, we were actually having this conversation earlier, and originally I was going to choose Lady Gaga because it's funny though, because she's like opposite of our genre, but she's really well musically inclined. But then I started thinking about it more, and I was like, oh, I would really like to work with maybe Quincy Jones. And he's the guy who did he produced all of Michael Jackson's albums and stuff, but he's also worked with like Frank Sinatra, and he's more like on that jazz, big ball type of side. Hip hop, R&B, like he's a legend, and I think it'd just be crazy if somebody from our genre got to work with him. And it's like, you know, I think that's what true
talent will come out of it.
Yeah, I think that.
I don't know. I feel like I would want to go to like just some insane singer, like maybe like I don't know. Brendan Urie's really talented.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Man, I don't know. I kind of want to agree with the Lady Gaga thing because she's super talented in so many different ways. So I don't know. We should do a Lady Gaga cover. I'm gonna say Brendan Urie.
I should.
Yeah.
No, I really like the stuff that like Trent Reznor does and like Nine Inch Nails and like scores and movies like that. It's got like this weird like ambient sci-fi sound that I really admire.
That's cool.
I'd love to be able to like do some things like that.
So this question might fall kind of on the same lines, but if you could go on tour with any band that is still touring now and open up for them, I mean, do full headline and tour with them, who would you pick to go with?
Nothing more.
Nothing more, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, we all really like Nothing More.
And we could go, yeah. Because they're up and coming, you know, so it's good to see like another artist like that up and coming, and since we all really enjoy them, where our style is probably going to be similar to theirs, and since their fan bases are growing, and you know that might help our fan base grow, plus it's music that we love.
Plus I feel like they'd have some really cool advice just from like their level of success. Like I don't know, they'd probably have some advice that would be really cool for us who's still working our way up.
I'm trying to see, because I know that name. I've got to see if I know. Yep, see, I just had to see these cover photos. I've got a couple of their songs on my phone. I didn't even know that. I didn't even have a name to it. Cool. All right. What is the best advice that you've ever been given as a band? I know it's tough.
We have a song about this.
Well, we do actually have a song about this.
Just show up.
Just show up. Yeah, it wasn't like direct. Like, it's something that I had heard in like an interview. I was actually watching a Brendan Urie interview, and somebody asked him a similar question, and he was saying that the best advice is literally just show up. Like, if you're in a rut, if you don't feel like, oh man, I just don't feel like going, or whatever it is, just go, because you never know what's going to happen. So yeah,
I think almost everybody can relate to that in any kind of profession. That's a fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah,
sure. I get even some of the stuff because I photographed you guys. I don't know if you know that at the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus Show. I've sent you some. I didn't know if you knew the face but anyway, like when I first started doing that and I started getting these, I had no idea what I was doing. I was showing up with a camera this big. You got people with lenses out to here, and I'm just like, I don't know where to stand. I don't know what to do. Like, and then so like you said, you just show up and you just roll with it, and yeah. And you said you have a song about that too?
We do. It's called Just Show Up.
Just show up. Okay. We'll add that in here too. All right. We'll ask a fun question. What is your most useless talent?
Oh.
Useless.
I like this question.
I can move my ears.
That is a good one. Yes.
Useless.
That's super useless.
For the win.
There's nothing more useless than that. You
I was about to say, can we even top that one? I don't know.
I don't think I can top that one.
I'm trying to think of what talents I have, period. And I'm like, are any, like.
Yeah, like, well, you gotta start from the bottom now. Where does below the, like, below the surface? That's it for me.
Useless talent. I know a lot about random stuff, but sometimes that's useful though. So I don't even think that's a count.
I mean, useless information, yeah.
Yeah, does that count? That's not talent though.
Yeah.
I say it's talent if you can remember it. There's a lot of stuff out there that's pretty useless, but if you can remember all that, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Man, I don't think I'm good at anything else.
Wow.
I can't think of anything. My talent is forgetting things. My useless talent is forgetting things.
You are good at that.
I'm very good at that, and it is very useful. That's it.
That's all we got, man. Mark wins this one.
He won, yeah.
What would you guys say is the toughest part about being in a band?
Keeping up with everything, like between putting the music together and trying to maintain the business aspect, like it's a heavy workload.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of time you got to put into it because, like you said, you got to make the music and then you got to get it out there. Then you got to touch base with everybody, and then you got to do photos and press stuff. And
you also have to work on yourself as well.
Yeah.
Make sure you're getting better as individually.
and we all have jobs, so it's all something that we do on the back burner.
Right.
It's I'd say like time management and just scheduling is sometimes difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts.
Trying to get us all together.
All going on at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do y'all have any, were y'all in like a tour and it got canceled, or were you doing shows around here and has anything picked back up? Do you have anything rescheduled?
We had just finished building a kind of tour, like a bunch of like weekenders, and we had a ton of shows lined up, and they've pretty much all, I think, gotten canceled.
Yeah.
I think
One by one, they just keep getting canceled.
I think a few maybe have been rescheduled or are going to be rescheduled, but I think most of them have just been.
I think now the only one we have left is Blue Ridge.
Yeah.
When is it? What date is that?
September.
I think we're playing like the 18th.
18th.
It's like that weekend.
Yeah.
So.
I'm hoping at least by August that all of this will go back to normal. But I saw some ad, like some thing on Facebook that said that this expert said that concerts probably won't return back to normal until October of 2021. I don't know how true that is, but I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if I will survive a year and a half without live music.
We've got Blue Ridge, but then we're also just going to see Bonnaroo. Like, we're not playing, unfortunately, but we're just going to see it. So that can't get canceled. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I was going to Hangout Fest, and the only reason I really wanted to go is for Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know, they've got John Frusciante back in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they sold out before I even bought all the tickets. I had to go on like a website. $600 I
Oh,
paid for this Hangout ticket. I don't really care about all the. I mean, there was like maybe 3 bands on there that I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They postponed it until 2021, so I don't get my money back. I just gotta hope, you know, next year that Red Hot Chili Peppers will still be on there. Yada yada yada. But yeah, this sucks, guys. I know it sucks more for you, actually being the musicians, but God, it just hurts. It hurts bad. If there's anything that you want to put out there, anything about your music, anything to your fans?
I would just say everyone keep pumping SOS.
Yeah.
Came out the 3rd. It's out right now on Spotify, YouTube,
Apple Music,
all that good stuff.
Google Play,
Yeah. So
Bandcamp.
Yeah.
It might even be on MySpace.
Maybe.
I linked it on MySpace, actually.
Yeah.
oh wow, MySpace.
We're going to bring MySpace back if we say that enough, I feel like.
Yeah,
we say
that's the
that
goal.
every
That's the
time.
goal.
We're like, yeah, we're just
Somebody would. God. Well, whatever happened? Why did we quit using it? Why did we let MySpace just go down the drain?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah. Instagram slowly creeping in.
I feel like Facebook had a simpler platform when it first started, and so everyone flocked to the simplicity. But then over the years, Facebook has turned into this really complicated thing.
Well, I remember, like, people used to play games. Like, we all remember Farmville.
Yeah.
Like, they had a lot of different things that you could do. Yeah, they had a bunch of cool things. And now it's, like, lame.
You know, you meant like ranking your friends on there. It was like you put everybody in their place on MySpace.
Like,
So
you're going to go to my top 10.
Gone. The music on the back of you, every time somebody clicked on it, played whatever you wanted. Ugh.
I think some people have that on their Facebook pages, too.
Really?
I never could think of that.
Well, that's all I have for you guys today. It's been great talking to you guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah.